Are your competitors coming up in Google much better than you are? Today, I'll show you how to do an SEO competitor analysis using one of my favorite tools, so you can crush the competition and make a lot more money. SEMRush or SEMRush is one of the most popular tools for this. You can go to the keyword gap tool by just clicking over on the left navigation once you log into SEMRush, and then you can add 5 different sites. So usually you put your own site in the first position here, and then 4 competitors. But what I did, just to make it easy for today, is I searched for Holistic Dentist Boston, and after the map listings and any ads or anything like that, I'm looking for organically ranking sites that are doing well. I don't want to just take my clients, or you don't want to take just your local competitors that you think of. You really want to get the sites that are ranking well in Google so that you're going to be able to figure out what they're doing. So I already preloaded these first 4 sites, and then I have in my clipboard here this last one. But I wanted to show you that as you're going down and looking at those top sites, if you see a big directory, like a Yelp or even, dentist.com or some kind of find law for lawyers, some kind of huge directory, well, those probably do have a lot of SEO juice and keywords ranking and all that. You don't really necessarily want to look at that right away if you're just trying to focus on, the top sites that are ranking that are somewhat similar to you, even if they're bigger and even if they're national. Occasionally, you're going to want to step outside of your geographic region, especially if in this first list we don't find a really good ranking site. We're going to want to go more national. And again, even if you're not trying to rank nationally, you got to make sure that you look at the best ranking sites, especially when you drill down to a niche like holistic dentistry. Otherwise, if you're just looking at your direct competitors, you're really setting the bar very low. So let's check it out. So you just click into any of these form fields here. I'll put the 5th one in and hit compare. That's it. It's that simple to get this amazing overview of the keyword gap, or what you could call the share of voice in organic search. This is looking at the top 100 results in Google and how many keywords each of these sites has ranking. This Venn diagram shows a visual representation of who's doing the best. So in purple, Groton Wellness kind of kicking ass with 2,400 keywords ranking. All of the others are less than 500 keywords, so they're the dominant player. So we can do, in a minute, we'll look specifically at that site because that's going to be a really good roadmap for ranking purposes. So for now, when I scroll down, I'm going to have this list of the different types of breakdowns of the keywords that are shared between the sites, or each site has. So shared keywords is pretty small. Let's just hit all keywords. So 5,000 total keywords shared, or just not shared, but all keywords. If you just made one big long list of every single keyword that each of those 5 different sites ranks for, it's like 5,000. Half of it was that one site, Groton Wellness. So we can see periodontist, bruxism, I don't know, all the ozone therapy. There's all these keywords that they're ranking for. This right now is sorted by volume. So 110,000 people a month look for periodontist. And craniosacral therapy, 27,100 people a month look for that. So that's sorted by volume. Then you can sort by cost per click. So you could say, well, those are really high search volume things, but I want to see what my competitors are ranking for that's worth some good money, more high intent keywords. So you click CPC and then it resorts. So iTero scanner skips, I don't know, that must be some dental related thing. Pediatric dentist Newton MA. People are willing to pay $26, $27 a click for that. Newton's a high-end town just outside of Boston. So, people there have big bucks they're willing to pay. So people have bid up in the Google ad campaigns. They've bid those clicks up to 26, 27 bucks a click. Let's see what else. Dentist Back Bay, Boston, another one, to almost $21 cost per click. That's if any of those people wanted to buy those as Google ads. It doesn't mean they are buying them as Google ads. What we're looking at right now is organic listings. But Dentist Back Bay, Boston, nobody's ranking good for that. This one person here is only, it's blue, so that would be, I think Harmony Boston is ranking 43 in Google for Dentist Back Bay, Boston, but 43 isn't going to get you any clicks. The top 5 listings in Google get about 70% of the clicks. So unless you're top 10, really top 5, you're not going to really feel it. So this is certainly interesting, and these are good high cost keywords, but nobody's anywhere close to ranking really well for them. Then what I can do is I can export the entire list. So I have a high level SEMRush subscription that gives me 50,000 keywords at a time. So I can easily export this whole list of 4,970 by hitting export and then hit Excel. That's how I usually dump it out. And then you got to wait a couple seconds while this is blinking, or it'll give you a little error. So let that download and then click it. Should open up here in Excel, and then we can clean it up. And then you have a list of really relevant keywords that makes keyword research easier. Because if you're a holistic dentist specifically, and these top five sites are coming up really well in Google, really in the top 6 results, because only Yelp was the more of like a big directory site in the way there. This is an unbelievable keyword research asset for you. Okay, so let's see, enable editing. I'm just going to show you how to clean this up real quick. So you can double click the in between the columns. If there's a super long keyword or URL, you want to be careful doing that because you might have to back it down. I'm going to back this down, about here, because I assume there's not that many keywords that are that long. But I do want to be able to quickly take a look at each of these different site URLs here. So I'll double click between the columns, just clean that up, search volume, keyword difficulty, cost per click, competition, and then these other things we could get into another time, but basically keyword intent and different types of things that you can think about when you're deciding which keywords to use. But most importantly, this is just a massive list of keywords, and I'll bold the top here, and then again, so this list of actually, because I bolded it, I have to open those up again. It's just nice to be able to see clearly each of these headers. So clearly the URLs, the monthly search volume, and the way I have it in SEMRush is set to US. So right up here at the top, if you go back to where you set this up, I have it set to United States. And again, you could do the drop down and set it to somewhere else. Often I'm just looking at the US. So let's see, back to the Excel. So monthly search volume, something to note there that, these are pretty low search volumes, a lot of these, but I can tell you from experience that ranking number 1 or 2 or 3 in Google for something like Dentist Back Bay, Boston, that gets 40 searches a month, that's actually really good. You have to be top 5 though, preferably 1 or 2. Because of the really low search volume, you really need to you're gonna need to, really be top ranked. So This is just a really good list of things that you can use when you're writing blog posts or thinking about the keywords for each of your key pages. And of course, you don't want to just rank for those low search volume things. So let's see, old braces gets 390 searches a month. Let's see, here's one. Oh, South Boston Dental gets 590 a month, although that's probably someone's company name. Mercury Amalgam, 480 a month. So you could write a lot of blog content around mercury fillings and get some great search results. In fact, we've done that. We're dominating for mercury for one of our clients. Natural Dentist Associates, well, 390 searches a month, but that's someone's company. Okay, so that's how you get a huge list of all the keywords between 5 top ranking sites, and you can use that regularly as you're writing content and refresh it every now and then so that you're, as Google searches change, you're updating this list, because I think it's 16 to 20% around 16 to 20% of searches every day on Google are brand new to Google. So you can't rely on just what happened months ago. Although, these lists are they're certainly probably still going to be searched on, but you're going to miss some of the new stuff. So then if we go back to SEMRush, we can look at let's take that Groton Wellness site and go and look at just that. And actually, before I do that, I'll just explain these headings. So shared is shared keywords between all of the sites. Missing keywords for which your domain doesn't have any rankings, but the other competitors do. Weak keywords for which your domain ranks lower than any of the others. And strong keywords for which your domain has better rankings. Untapped keywords, your domain has no rankings, but at least one of the other entered competitors do. And then unique to you. Again, this is going by that very first item listed here. When you enter it in, it actually says YOU for your site right here in the first position. So when it's doing that comparison, it's comparing to the first thing in the list. If you are using your site in that first position, that'll give you even more insight. And the last thing I want to do is just pick that top ranking site and show you what you can extract for competitive analysis from that one awesome ranked site. All right, so actually it's got this other one in there, but I'm going to replace it. So Groton Wellness seemed to be the best ranked. And now, instead of on the keyword gap tool, I'm on the organic research nav item on the left there. So here it's giving me the overview of 2,400 keywords ranking in Google. At one point, in October of 2019, they had 6,671 keywords ranking. I think I'll call them and tell them it's time to get back to where they were at the very least. Traffic cost, $4,100 per month if you were to buy those keywords as Google ads. Again, this doesn't mean they're buying anything. It's just estimating on an estimated cost per click basis. If you were to take all of these keywords that they're currently ranking for and go and buy them as individual Google ads at those ranking positions, this is what it would cost every month. So it's really like traffic value is how I like to look at it. For kicks, let's go back to where they were best ranked and see with 6,700 keywords, what was the traffic cost? Whoa, 22 grand a month, almost 23 grand a month. So wouldn't we like to go back in time and in terms of the SEO, to get that much better ranking? Right now, again, it's 4 grand a month, worth is almost 28 grand a month. I would much rather be where they were a couple of years ago. So what happened? I won't speculate, but maybe they built a new website, didn't do 301 redirects. Maybe they built a new site and dropped a lot of the content. Who knows? Maybe they did some spammy stuff or got penalized somehow. But either way you slice it, that's a huge amount of keywords. And one of the best features here is you can hit this link here, Pages. So if you want to understand what your competitors are doing to get good rankings, check out the Pages report. So dental orthodontics, health focused or biological dentistry, Meridian chart for teeth, whatever the hell that is, that's got 519 keywords ranking because of that page, or at least that page and any pages clustered with it are causing, 519 keywords to come up in Google. And that's like a practice, it looked like a practice area page. Another set of thing of practices, dental orthodontics, biological dentistry, dental procedures, mercury. So the mercury symptoms and procedures page, 183 keywords. Ozone therapy, root canal, those are pages that are doing well. What I usually do is scan down here or export it to Excel and look for blog content, look for URLs like /blog/. Some people don't have their blog in that folder. For them, it looks like everything's in this practices folder. Oh, there's one /services/diagnostic/hormone testing. Only 3 keywords on that. But that gives you an idea of how you can look at the pages that are ranking best for your competitors and go do some similar content. And lastly, looking at the ranking positions of this site, I already have their keywords based on where they're ranking now because I exported 5,000 keywords with 4 other sites' keywords. But they were ranking for 6,000 keywords back here at October of 2019. So with the version of SEMRush that I use, I can go back in time travel in SEO world and check out the rankings at that point. And then I can hit export from that point in time. Just see if I'm back there. You have to look up here at the date. So if you click that and you're on that date, that's giving you those 6,700 keywords or the number of keywords that was ranking at that time, not currently. And the reason I like to do that sometimes is because if they were ranking better then, let's export those keywords. I can hit export here. And now I'll have an awesome list of those 6,671 keywords. I won't go clean that up again for you, but you get the idea. That's a lot of keywords from one amazing site and another batch of keywords from a combination of 5 really well-ranked sites. You can also go back to that Pages tab and hit export as well. So you can export that into Excel, and then you'll have a nice, clean, handy spreadsheet of all the top pages. You can give that to your SEO team or your writers or people that are subcontractors and have them look for ideas that are relevant to you where you can do similar things and do your own unique version. If their pages are 800 or 900 words, maybe you make yours a little longer and include a lot of the things on, say, mercury filling, removal or things like that. Use what they're using if it's good stuff that makes sense to you, but also add unique things. So your page is sort of like a skyscraper building on, the good content they have, but then going a step beyond it because Google loves to see things that are the longest, most deep, most unique. And make sure to use not only the main keyword that you're putting in, say, the title tag and the heading, but a lot of related keywords. And again, you'll use this competitive analysis to build that content schedule and for a list of keywords that you can use when you're doing your writing. If you like this video, stay tuned for more about using SEMRush for SEO.